Krystal.
Hi,
Catch this.
Cam. Oh, that was close, but I caught it.
Okay. So, Krystal and I are the authors of Developing Leadership Skills in Adolescents, ages 10 to 19 years old.
A book that I consider a nostalgic labor of love. We have poured in so much into creating these chapters, these activities based on our experience in school growing up and our leadership roles as a student, as a teenager, as adolescent. And I've just enjoyed it so much, and I feel honored to be able to help our adolescents to develop their skills.
Some of the topics that we looked on were forming relationships, self reflection, developing goals, and visions. These topics were inspired not only by our experiences, but especially by what I see in the classroom as a teacher today. I see a lot of my students with social skills gaps. And I find that, these are going to be especially critical and essential to their success in the future, right? They don't just need to be academically inclined, they need to have those key fundamental social skills. And that's why Krystal and I really put in a lot of effort, really put in a lot of research and time into creating this beautiful workbook that is not only relevant, right? But it is packed with so much that will definitely get the kids growing.
Growing. Yes. And growing up, Kamisha, I never thought that the things that we were doing back then would have been so essential now in my adult life. Like we were presidents of clubs, we were secretaries, we were treasurers, It was teaching us about responsibility. It was teaching us how to lead a club. It was teaching us how to fundraise, how to budget, how to proper money management as leaders in the corporate world. So I am very excited to see what the future holds. But you're the one who have been with the students on the ground, and I just want to hear more about, what are some of the topics? Like what's the your most favorite topic, being in the classroom teaching the kids about?
Nice. Thank you for asking that question. So, I have a lot of favorite topics in this book, but my most favorite topic is self reflection. That was a
Mm,
powerful one for me, even as a child. I remember doing this same activity that I we have in the book now, where the students get to look in the mirror and they just record that very first thought that they, think when they see themselves. And whether we want to admit it or not, I think most of us can relate to looking at ourselves at one point or another and seeing just negative things, right? We
hmm.
see what the world um, puts on us, right? And so as a child, when I did this activity, it was a moment of deep reflection, a moment of realizing that there is so much negativity, so much, hurt, so many things inside of me that needed to come out. And because I was able to confront those things from such a earlier age, and I was armed with this tool, then I knew I was able to um,
Understand
do
them and do the work
the
to
work that is
overcome,
necessary. Right.
yes, overcome the
Exactly.
challenges. Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
So for me, this is even today still one of the most powerful topics that we get to do with the kids. I see it every single time. When we get into those conversations and we start to talk about our insecurities and we talk about those negative thoughts that we hold inside of us. I can literally see it on my kids' faces, how many of them are bringing things and how these very things that they hold inside of them affects how they show up, right? So you have kids who might be the typical troublemakers, we say. you know, um, they present themselves in such a way,
Hmm.
right? But it's not their authentic self. It's
Yes.
just that negative thing that
Yeah, we
whether
put
it
on
was
a
told to them, however it got embedded in
hmm
them, it became the identity, it became who they showed up in this world as. And
yeah,
so I absolutely love going through that topic, especially. And I love the impact that it is having. I think the kids come out of it feeling reaffirmed, feeling a new sense of worth and value, and just understanding that, we are all just wonderful, we're perfect in our own ways.
yes. And one of the things that I love about this chapter also, so the kids get to keep the mirror,
Yes.
you bring the mirror to the session and they keep the mirror. And one of the things that the chapter says is to keep the mirror with you near and look at yourself in those moments when you're feeling self-doubt, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling insecure. Look at yourself and give yourself positive affirmations. Tell yourself nice things. Remind yourself what's so amazing about you. And we can never underestimate the power of positive reinforcement and telling ourselves good things and pushing. And another thing that I love about our experience back in school is that we had good mentors. We
Mm-hmm.
had teachers or guidance counselors or the librarian. There were people there that we could lean on, we could um, talk to. And
Right.
in our society today, it's not always the case. Still,
Right.
the age gap between students and teachers, it's very far.
We're generations apart.
It's very
And
far.
the
So
generations are so vastly different,
yes,
I find even my little 4-year-old and 3-year-old seem more like the teenagers know than I am. I hear my little ones saying some stuff, and I'm like, what? Where did you hear that? What does that even mean? So yeah, you are absolutely right. There is definitely a difference, a difference in lingo, difference in perspectives, and that can definitely create a disconnect. And that's why I love the work that we are doing. I love the groundwork that we are laying. So you don't even need to um you can just grab this book. Anybody
yeah.
can grab this book.
Anybody,
A parent
anybody.
can grab this book and go
Mm-hmm.
through it with their child. A teacher
Mm-hmm.
can grab the book. Anybody can grab,
Yeah.
anybody who
Mentors,
wants to
church
shift.
leaders.
Yes.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you want to shift from just being an observer and just becoming a mentor, you can grab this book and
Yeah.
start being intentional today. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. We will talk more about, other topics. But today, I'm happy to hear about what's happening with the students as it relates to self-reflection. So, everyone, remember to grab the book. Remember to
Yes.
grab the book. It is amazing. If you just go through the topics, you'll realize that there's even things that you can pick up as an adult. We might break it down for our adolescents, but there are practical steps that you can take to improve your life and unleash your full potential.
Our aim essentially is just to help our young people to become more confident and resilient and just be prepared for the world that they're about to inherit. That is our big goal here at CNCE, and it is everybody's responsibility to help our young people to get ready for their future that is coming.
Well said. Well said. Well, thank you, Kamesha.
Thank you, Krystal. Alrighty, bye.